As you can tell, I was in the middle of a session. So, the second filmmaker that I would like to cover or sort of like propose is Woody Allen. Now, someone might ask, like, why Woody Allen? Like, why would you pick Woody Allen? And this is why. Woody Allen has made movies. I think he's been making movies for like 3 decades. And 3 decades is a long time to be making movies about New York City. I mean, Spike Lee is a little younger than Woody Allen, and so is Martin Scorsese. And so I always figure people who've been living long enough have something to say. And Woody Allen movies, to me, some of them I like, some of them I don't, but he's a New Yorker, and he says something about a place and a people, and some of it is really entertaining, and a lot of filmmakers have been inspired by him. So Woody Allen is going to be my pick, and I'm going to pick out 3 movies that I think I will propose in the Auteur class. Oh my God, I'm so sober and hungry. I think the more I drink and the more I eat, the more I'm going to deliver a better show. Not because I need to be drunk or high or fed, but just because I think I relax a lot more. Just like when you're watching a movie at home, you're watching Netflix, right? You're in your underwear, you're on the couch, you're looking forward to channel surfing, you know, you have a favorite actor, so that's kind of the mood that I'm in right now. So go get some pizza, go get some food, go get a drink, you know, just a minute, you know. You don't have to watch me chew. Pepperoni almond. I haven't gotten to the point where I can, you know, endorse pizzerias, but hopefully we'll get there. So this is technically episode 2. Episode 1 was Tom DiColi, and episode 2 is Woody Allen. Now, let's put this down and get to business. So, Woody Allen. Woody Allen has a filmography that dates 30 years. It's 30 years, man. It's a lot of work. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick one film from each decade. So the first film I'm going to pick, and the reason I'm going to pick this film is because it's about music and musicians. And you're beginning to kind of see a repetition here, right? A repetition in the sense of when I spoke about Tom DiColi and Johnny Suede. Johnny Suede is what? A musician, guitar player. So I think filmmakers and music, and the fact that film and music, filmmakers gravitate towards musicians, as you will see in my 3rd episode. So anyway, I picked a movie called Low, Sweet Down. I know, I should know the name of this movie. But anyway, it stars Sean Penn, and it stars an actress whose name I will remember, just like I remembered Catherine Keener. And this is a story about, this is how much I like this movie. It's a story about a musician who is so dedicated to his craft, and he just so happens to fall in love. Well, I don't think he necessarily falls in love, but he falls for a girl who's deaf, aka she can't speak. And in the beginning, he's like, whoa, what's this all about, right? Like, but then the story kind of progresses in such a way that he starts to find that endearing, especially since she's, you should watch the movie. But anyway, this is pre-political Sean Penn, and the actress will come to me. I know her name. She starred in a movie called Minority Report much later. But it's a really, really good movie because it just showcases, once again, the struggles of musicians to earn a living and stay true to their craft and make enough money and all that jazz. But the thing that I liked about this particular movie is that it showed a relationship in such a way that you would never. It showed a relationship in a way that we don't typically think of a relationship, because she never says anything. You know, the woman he's in love with is a mute. You know, so it becomes a question of they communicate through writing, and it just becomes this thing where he actually falls for her, and it's because he does all the talking. But then again, it's like, well, it's not like she doesn't want to talk, it's just like, you know, there's a biological sort of situation in which, yeah, she can't talk, so she's more of a listener. And so I really like this movie because it features Coney Island, and I think it's a period piece. I would kind of say maybe, I don't want to guess, 1950s, 60s, I don't know. You'd have to watch the movie. I know I should know something about this, but I saw this movie back in the day, and I think that it has much more to do with the impression and the cinematography, which are key design elements that I'm going to be talking about. Light, color, spatial arrangement, which has to do with camera moves, and I keep forgetting this fourth design element, which means that it doesn't really affect me as much, but light, color, spatial arrangement, and sound, the way it sounds, music sound. So Woody Allen, Low and Sweet Down, I gotta check that title. So let's move on to the second one. So the next Woody Allen movie would be Match Point with, don't tell me, what's her name? Scarlett Johansson. So the reason I like Match Point is because it's a much more serious movie. And it deals with something that typically Americans tend to not bring up, which is class. And by class, I mean what you do for a living, how much you earn, what your parents do for a living, how much they earn, what your grandparents did and how much they earn, and where they live, where they go on vacation, what they can afford to do with their leisure time. You know what I'm talking about. So the thing I like about this particular movie is that you have a tennis player played by Ray's, I forget his name once again, and he's a tennis player. Like, you know, he's a tennis coach. He used to play tennis, he doesn't play tennis anymore, but that's his skill, that's the only skill he has. And he happens to be on a tennis court, and he's looking for clients, and he runs into two girls. You know, one girl really loves him, she falls in love with his talent, but he's not really attracted to her. And then there's another girl that he's really attracted to, but she doesn't play tennis, but his playing tennis kind of. And so the whole narrative really revolves around a guy who is trying to follow a fork in the road. And the fork is a cute girl that you're physically, sexually attracted to, but who's unstable because she wants to be an actress. And you're a tennis player, so that's two unstable people economically. Or a girl maybe who's nice. And that's why when people say, oh my God, you're so nice, thank you for that, you're so kind. They're basically saying like, listen, you're not fuckable. Like, I would not leave my house at 3 a.m. to come over your house to, you know. So that's the situation we're talking about. And if you watch the movie, it kind of resolves itself in a way that is just sportive. So that's my second recommendation for the Woody Allen movie. My next one would be the one starring Joaquin Phoenix, which I forget the title once again, but hey, that's your job, Google it. But it stars Joaquin Phoenix, and he is a professor, which is what I'm aiming for. And he teaches philosophy. And the thing about this particular movie that I really liked is that he worked with a director of photography called Darius Khondji. For those of you who watched a lot of David Fincher movies, Darius Khondji did a movie called Seven, which is back in the 90s. It's a pretty serious, meaning he's worked with more serious directors, but I like the fact that he did something that was really light. And when I looked at the credits, I was like, what, Darius Khondji did director of photography, and he worked with Woody Allen. Goes to show you, man, camera work is camera work. Dark, light, in the middle, what have you. So the thing that I like about this movie with Joaquin Phoenix, I think it's called A Complicated Man, or A Dangerous Man. Listen, it's not always so much about the title as it is about the story. So he's an alcoholic, not alcoholic like, you know, he can't get up in the morning and go teach. He likes to drink. And I think I do too. So, he's a professor who's relocated to Rhode Island to teach philosophy on a campus. And I've been to Rhode Island, and I think I've been to this particular part of Rhode Island because I used to be a production manager for a streaming company, and we would have to go to events and all that. Anyway, too much about me, let's talk about the story, right? So anyway, he shows up in Rhode Island. He's known for his, he's known to be radical. You know, the thing about being a professor is that when, you know, you get labeled radical when you don't go along with the general thinking. You know, so he's one of those radical professors, but he's still a square. So he goes to Rhode Island, and there are a couple of professors that have heard of his reputation, and he likes drinking scotch, and he meets them, and he wears jackets like this. This is why I wore this particular jacket, and, you know, shoes like this, you know, these kind of guys. And the thing that I really like about it is that it emphasizes the relationship between him and a student. And the student really admires him and is really into his thinking. And he's not really into her as much as he is into his coworker, and I like that. I like that it's not one of these stories about a guy who's like, oh my God, she's so young. It's just like, yo, dude, I'm a middle-aged dude, I got a pot belly, I like to drink scotch. I've been trying to figure out, like, why did I study philosophy? Why am I teaching it? And yeah, it's like, I don't want to complicate your life, but if you're into me, maybe I'll work it out. And so the story goes that he gets to a point where he has to kill someone, and he does. I'm not going to give it away. But Joaquin Phoenix killing someone is nothing new, right? Joaquin Phoenix killing someone, that's nothing new, right? We've seen him in The Joker. We've seen him in James Gray's movies. We Own the Night, right? So Joaquin being intense isn't something new, but I like that he's in a Woody Allen movie. Like, how do you come from being in The Joker, playing Arthur Fleck, to being some college professor with a pot belly who can't get it up and needs some inspiration, right? So I'm doing this mostly also for the actors and the directors. So that would be my third pick. So yeah, we just covered Woody Allen, right? 3 movies. A Complicated Man, I think that's the name of it. See, I found out without Google. Match Point with Scarlett Johansson and that guy Reyes. And Sweet and Lowdown with Sean Penn. So yeah, I'm pretty much done with my pizza. And I'm also done with the Auteur suggestions. So if you guys have any feedback or any kind of, I don't know, comments, feel free to put them into the box downstairs. The box downstairs? No, the box down below. So anyway, listen, I'm not gonna let you guys watch me eat pizza. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna stop the recording, and then I'm gonna be back with episode 3, another New York Auteur. And I'd like you guys to guess which one it is. See you soon.